Good morning. Sorry. Oh, whoops. I think I have everything muted. Good morning, everybody. Ron Chill. What's up, Jesus? What's up?
Hey man, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Mr. Rodriguez, good morning. Saying a little bit late here. John Smith, Ramen, lost one. J Mac. J Mac is saying congrats on the 49. And Hi, Styles. Good morning. How is everybody doing this morning here? Let's take a look at markets here. It's looking like a slow morning here for Monday. Jesus can speak more to it. You got a gap up here on Eli Lilly, but we've been seeing that and then fades more or less every single day. You got banks here that are gapping down a little bit. I wouldn't take too much into it though, as these banks, you haven't really seen wide ranges here yet. At Netflix here, you got a small gap up. Nvidia and
Sure, etc.
small gap ups there as well. And then you got oil here, which was interesting from last week here. Oil kind of holding the gains here so far. Again, that was a pretty big move here last week on oil. Other than that, there's a SoFi gap up. I think there's some news here on the SoFi. I don't know if this is earnings or whatever.
Earnings. First
Earnings
profitable
here.
quarter ever.
And then the CP, what is it? CPRB, CRPB, CRBP. I actually traded this okay. Friday here. I only had a couple hundred shares, but I made like 2 grand on this thing. Obviously, it would have been nicer here to have some more. If you get a pop on this thing today, I would probably try to fade it here, and I think the locates are pretty cheap there too. So keep this one on the radar here. If you ain't got shit else to trade, somebody threw out the Tesla here as a possible, for a comeback trade, so to speak. Maybe you want to watch for that one. But remember, Monday prems, you're gonna have thick ass prems. Silver's here in the room is talking about trading the range on SPX, which is only going to be about 10, 15 fucking handles anyway. I think that's the best idea that I probably have today. Other than that, most likely going to be looking to do some other shit. Amazon is kind of like a laggard here that's kind of picking up, so maybe to watch that one as well. But let's kick it over to Wall Street Jesus for some noteworthy activity.
Yeah. Busy week this week, as everybody knows. Yeah, a lot of times you get this hype for an action-packed week, and it's usually becomes a letdown, right? Not really much ends up resulting in much, but this is one week worth sticking around and taking the chance of it, resulting in a letdown. You got big earnings, obviously, economic data, jobs at the end of the week, the Fed. You got Yellen and the QRA coming up. You got a lot of things cooking here, not to mention the geopolitical stuff with Iran. Well, Iran affiliates getting frisky and receive our retaliation and shit like that. But believe it or not, what a lot of people that are really paying attention to the week are more concerned about the right tail than the left tail, meaning more concerned about the risk of a runaway melt up if you have some more of these things tilt and lean into the dovish bullish camp, right? So if you have Powell confirming the Fed pivot officially at the meeting, that would obviously add fuel to the fire. If you got Yellen um, officially admitting that she's going to soften the blow during an election year, that would add to the bullish camp. And then again, you got right earnings, the big cap earnings, which are that's where all the earnings growth has been. I mean, I've seen some crazy numbers that I've never seen before. 50%. Listen to this: 50% of the rally this year so far in the S&P 500 are from two stocks. Is that
50%?
possible? Yeah,
50. Well, obviously we know which ones, right? It's
yeah.
Nvidia and fucking what? Microsoft?
No, yeah. Microsoft, I think is the other one. I think so. But
Yeah.
Nvidia and somebody else, or it could be somebody else, not Microsoft. I forgot who it was. But double check
50%.
that. This is the second time I heard it. I thought I heard it wrong the first time, um, and
Somebody want to take a
I
look at
heard it
this?
again last night. Then I heard something even crazier than that because that's just this year and it's a short time span, right? But I heard the majority of the rally period um, from last year into this year, 30% of it is from just a couple names. So you got these ridiculously skewed numbers. I think people drive it. In other words, they get a little too exaggerated, a little too crazy with these statistics because we see with our own eyes there's more involved than just Nvidia and another stock, right? You got a lot of tech related, a lot of large cap, mega cap names that are related and have been involved in this rally, but it has been thin. And the point being here is that right tail. In other words, people looking concerned about that the risk of a melt up rather than some sort of correction or crash down off this week. They're looking more towards the other stuff, right? So think IWM, small caps, cyclicals, heavily shorted names, energy, banks, all that stuff. That's what people are concerned might play catch up if things go to the dovish side again this week, and you see a big catch up play out of those things. So keep an eye on that. And you don't even have to try to predict that. You can just react to it if we start to see those signs of it occurring, because there'll be some big moves in some stuff that is heavily shorted out there. So it should be an interesting week to see how things shake out.
Indeed, here we got plenty of time here left to open. Here we'll kick it over to Ronchero in a second. John Smith is calling out AMD over 180. Friday he was on point on that move, that spike up to about 180 here, and 180 looks to be a breakout point. If you break that, maybe you go right back to all-time highs there, 184. So we'll check on that one. Target here. Somebody was talking about VIX up 5%. I just looked at the VIX. Why the fuck is this up? Jesus, you got any?
Yeah, you got a lot going on this week. So what's likely to happen is as we early in the week here, you'll see VIX bid, and then if things start to again go to the dovish bullish side, that unwind of VIX will help fuel an equity rally. You understand? So that's
Right.
usually how it plays out. You got the Fed meeting, you always see VIX bid. Again, with everything else, it's adding to it. But if things happen to lean to the bullish side, you can see VIX get sold, and which will help equities rally.
All right. Ranchero, what the hell are you doing over there? How was your weekend, and what the fuck you got going over there?
My weekend was good. The yesterday was like a wild swing of emotion in that game. I mean, Detroit had that game won. That was crazy. I got my swing trade and my long-term trade performance is so much better right now than my scalp performance. My scalp performance is terrible. I'm getting
you and me both.
I'm getting the right. I'm getting the right looks, and I'm my either my entry is bad or I'm not being patient enough. Like Netflix literally broke my heart, and this was easily $150,000 trade, and I wound up losing 10 grand, and that kind of stuff eats at me sometimes. But from a swing perspective, I've got a position in Lulu. I like where this thing is set up from a technical perspective. Also still have some GCT, GigaCloud, just looking for continuation of this squeeze on GCT. And to both of your points, there's just way too much earnings and economic data that are here that I think you just have to be careful on a minute-to-minute basis. If you're scalping, I think swing trades, a lot of things look good. Just make sure you're not in something swing in front of its earnings, because you could get run over by a train.
Yes, sir.
Charles had GCT, by the way. I saw it on heavily shorted list, top shorts.
Yeah, that's I'm only in this thing looking for squeeze. I had 50. Yeah. I took 25 off on Friday. I've got 25 left, and I'm looking for this thing to see if it can get above 26 50-ish, and that's an area where I think it can keep triggering and squeezing higher.
Cool.
Okay. Ranchero, a little bit. I just kind of wanted to pick your brain a little bit. I know you just talked about it. That scalp account just doing miserable. You're saying you're hitting the right spots, or you see the right spots, but there's something else that's sort of missing. What is that thing? You think it's a mental thing on that account? Because it's a mental thing for me.
I think it's a combination of a mental thing and the funny thing about a small account, I try to explain this, is that it carries with it a different mindset. Reason being is because you don't want to dip below PDT. And you look at it, and I looked at Netflix and I was like, I know I'm in the right spot, but I can't watch the balance go from
It's the hesitation
33 to 23. I'm like, I have to take it off to maintain being above PDT. And that really, really messes up a lot of stuff, because that we saw those Netflix options that I was in on Friday went from 94 cents to 13.50. Like that's, and I had 100 lot. That, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's what makes it so
that's that hesitation.
Hard. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes it so hard.
Last second hesitation that's kind of subconscious. It's just sitting there.
Yeah.
And you can't put anything on it, but it's the reason why, I noticed you started that account with taking 100 lots. You started every trade with taking 100 lots, and you don't fucking do that anymore. And I'm like shooting around with fucking a pea shooter over here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. That's what it is right there.
Well, and I have to, so what I do is when I will take shots when I think that the timing is right and I have enough of a cushion. So I same thing. This is going to happen again and again until I find what we like to talk about is being in the pocket and finding the right spot. So I'll vacillate in this count between 25 and 35K until I find the right spot where I can stay in the pocket. I thought I had it, and in Netflix, I was really close and I missed. And that does happen. It's happened more than once, and you'll see me go, like you're saying, Lucci, small size. And now that's what I've got to do. I've got to do 10 lots, 5 lots until I get back to that 35, 40, level. And then I can start cracking away at 25, 50, 100 lots. I mean, you'll see me do that again. I don't know how long it'll take to build it back up to like that, that 35K amount, hopefully, just, a few weeks, and then I'll get another crack at, trying to get it over 100 again. I mean, I won't stop. I'll keep doing that. But in the meantime, all of the swing and long-term stuff just keeps me going. And that's where I find, if I need to dip back into the well for confidence and to feel good, that's where I go.
All right. 1 minute here before the open here. Call them out here, folks. Shopify is another name that I kind of want everybody to take a look at. Over 82.5 hasn't really broke out yet. Meanwhile, Melly is just on fire every single fucking day.
Yeah, Melly's crazy
indeed. We'll be looking at Goldman Sachs here off the open because, Jesus, I've been waiting to pull a decent fucking swing short off of this forever, and it just hasn't paid out. Let's take a look at this JPM too. Exxon Mobil here is still weak as shit. All gap downs on Goldman have been bought back up.
Oil down again. So you have this Iran thing, and oil still, they sell it again, right? It's amazing they can't hold any of these rallies off news.
The thing is, though, the individual names now are holding higher. So the individual names are now not trading, with oil. Let's pull up that AMD. AMD flop here off the open 176 here. Be careful on this one. You might want to buy this dip here. You never know on this thing. You fucking never know. They could dump 20 points in a day here. Or they could rally it all back and then some. 600 puts are $8 on NVIDIA. I wouldn't even look at them.
You realize from November, AMD is like 90 to 180, double.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, so you got SoFi up off of their first profitable quarter. They earned, I think, 2 cents, so nothing crazy, but they turned a profit. Looks like you got a little nibbling calls IBM.
All right. Have these GS options opened? The Goldman Sachs options have not opened, folks. Very interesting.
I'm still sitting in an iron condor on the Goldman, and I will look to close that out today because it's going to be pretty well premed out. The call side for sure will be. So I'll take that side off, and then I'll look for a good exit on the put side too. Right in the range, though. Somebody's shouting out Coin and Adobe in the room. I like Coin for a possible trigger here. How's Bitcoin looking, Lucci?
Dude, I didn't even it rallied to fucking 43 last night over the weekend here. I think it just went soft a little bit. So we're trading around 42. You know what? I forgot about that. I was gonna go for the coin here. Coin already hit the 130 and then pulled back. So this one you can't go for. I don't know if you want to dip buy this one.
Well, somebody's saying it caught a downgrade this morning. Tough spot, but I mean, I don't mind it but even though it caught a downgrade, I don't mind it in the spot that it's sitting in. I'd keep an eye on it and see if you can catch this thing for a pop. Who's got SMCI reports tonight, right, Jay?
Yeah, this week. I'm not sure tonight, but definitely this week. Boy, what's that doing?
It's getting a little pop here.
And they raised their guidance already, so it took some of the sizzle away from, the suspense. That was that big up they had recently. You got AMD tomorrow after the close.
AMD's tomorrow. Dude, this fucking Spotify.
Google,
you seen this shit?
Google tomorrow.
Spotify, Meta, they look fine. This all looks fucking fine. Yo, somebody explain to me why they haven't opened the Goldman Sachs options yet. This is suspect. It's very suspect. Very, very suspect. 488 on SPY here. The previous highs was around 489. I would say short this, but I'd hold off until Silver's fucking gives me the approval here. But I would say short this up here and go for opening range here. In reality, you ain't gonna see much trading out of me today. However, these 4870 options look interesting. What happened to that Netflix gap up? Netflix was up about 3 points here, now down about 4. Comedy. Again, would I short it? No. Let's just do a little walk around the club here. I'm going to buy one lot of the SPX puts here. 20 handles out. Where's that CRBP? 26 it hit off the open here. That was a nice short. Damn, missed that one. Zelda's talking about PDD. That's your China name, right? What's going on with China? Baba and all this stuff? PDD.
Yeah, PDD is one of the good-looking China names.
Goldman Sachs options have not opened yet, and it's 7 minutes off the open. Somebody check on your brokerage and see if Goldman Sachs options are open, and if yours are, and maybe it's a me thing. You got Q. The Fat Man names here are what's holding the market up, as usual. As usual, the Meta here is one of the bigger ones. Apple here looks fine too.
Russell small caps down on the morning.
IWM, yeah. Talk to me on GS. Tasty Trade has no volume either. They're not open. What the fuck is going on?
Citigroup, Feb 2nd, 54 calls in the sweep. Citi again.
Of course, just fucking buy this piece of shit. Bank of America, I mean, it's weak, but it's not doing much. This is a sign. To me, this is a sign here. If they haven't opened up these fucking options yet, I don't know why, but this is a sign to me. What sign that is?
A sign from the gods?
Sign from Wall Street Jesus himself.
Yeah.
All right, you got that spike down here on the SPX, which I only have a 2 lot here. 3 handles down. I didn't make no fucking money on these things anyway. We're going to go down a little bit more. You got a bit of a sell here on BAC. All right, I think they just opened them. Motherfuckers.
DraftKings strong in some bull flow.
Oh, look what they did.
What do they do?
I was just looking at the gold, and they spiked it down to 375, and then they opened it. So the freaking guy was clear in his book.
That's what I think so. Let's see what happens now.
Now I got to look to see if I can get out of these.
You got a McDonald's put sweep, and you got earnings Fed puts, McDonald's, MCD. McDonald's down $2 off the open.
Are you loving it?
Yeah, not loving it this morning.
This is such fucking. I'm gonna get a small lotto on this GS. The 370 puts. I would not follow me at all here on this thing.
I don't hate it.
Where is that Tesla? Tesla is 185. Yeah, man. Meta here is just carrying this whole fucking show, man. Fucking Meta here is just carrying this whole shit, bro. Nice dip buy on the Netflix. There's a nice dip buy on that AMD Nvidia here too.
SMCI strong.
They just wanted to wash everybody out. Looks like. Yeah, SMCI strong. This Nvidia looks fucking fine.
Get some cheap book buying in RTX, kind of lotto-esque.
Sophie here still going. It's trading about $9. Where's that Peloton ad? Piece of shit. That Pinterest here. I still think you got upside here on the Pinterest. Would I buy it? Nah. Shopify here not doing anything. FedEx here is down 4. I don't know why. Check this one out.
Well, didn't it have a big push? No, maybe not.
Yeah. Remember we were talking about trading this thing into the gap here? They just faded it out. Oh, I just pulled up Adobe. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's cruising. Cruising.
Holy shit. Rotation here, guys. Rotation here keeps the market safe and sound. Goldman Sachs is trading under 375. Again, would I trade this? Be careful if you want to do it. I don't know what to tell you.
Apple a little bit heavy here.
Really?
Yeah.
Morgoth Bitterdraught. Is that your real name?
Yeah.
Were you? I mean, that's straight out of Lord of the Rings, right there, son.
For sure. What does Murgoth mean?
That's straight out of Lord of the Rings, right there, bro. What? What is it? Danish? Dutch? German? I mean, again, I'm oblivious when it comes to those types of names. No, it's my WoW username back in the good old days. Wow, no shit. Apple, yeah, it's kind of selling there. But again, there's plenty of other Q names to pick up the slack here, guys. So don't be over here thinking we gonna tank or anything like that yet, at least.
Alexa's asking for lines on ZIM, Jay. That caught an upgrade this morning. Technically, that looks like it's a good spot.
ZIM.
Is anybody long coin?
Is it moving?
I don't hate it. I don't love it.
I think you need some time, but it's not a bad spot from a technical standpoint. Like you get a nice little pop up to the 21, 135. That's a decent move. And coin can go way past that.
Right. Right. And we're just talking about a delayed reaction over here. Problem is the options, if you look at the 130s, they're going for $4. You know what I'm saying? So you need a 5-point move.
You got to go 30 days out.
That's what I'm saying. To make any kind of money on this shit. I'm already.
You got a little tech earnings protection mixing in. Google and TQQQ puts.
I think I'm getting sick.
You guys get sick over there?
I think I'm getting sick.
Yeah, I felt like shit all weekend. It's the change in weather. Crazy.
Geo Jesus, let me know if you see any weekly bank puts show up.
Bank puts? Okay.
Yeah. Again, not holding my breath here, but this BAC did just crack a little bit.
Yeah, BAC, I was just going to say something just hit the board there cheap, though. Feb 932 puts.
Yeah. Here's the SPY move here. Let's see if we get to opening range here. Maybe another 2-3 handles.
Ooh. This Costco, man.
What's up with Costco? Still
I,
going up?
I like the way that it looks technically. I think this thing is gearing up again.
Oh, Carvana doesn't report this week. What the fuck does that say?
Some of you guys are just continuing to call out the Apple. I see the Apple here having some problems here through 190. Wow, this thing's been all over the place here. But if you look at Meta here, nobody gives a shit. I'm gonna bail the SPX here. Only thing I got left is the GS. I would even dip by that Apple there. The rest of this looks terrible here. I don't play these fucking ranges well, so GSK bought the GS 380 calls. Smart, because in reality, if this whole move is bullshit here, what do they do? You know, what do they do? Apple here still going. Let me pull up these calls here. See if maybe you got a game there. 190 calls are going for 350. You'd only be scalping this thing quick. Warrior Eddie just took some Apple calls. That was
looks like Apple, some bull flow coming in there as well.
Yeah. That was your dip there. We're talking about Microsoft. Look at Microsoft. That's what I'm saying. This is any weakness here, find the right names and dip by them. Check out the meta here. Fresh highs and go for 400. Fresh highs and going for $400. She don't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck. Nice tip by on that Apple there. I missed it. I mean, if you look at SPY, we're not that far from last week's highs, which is 10 handles here from here, which is nothing.
WDC, Western Digital, you got takeover talk heating up again. There's been some nice sweeper activity in the name, Micron as well.
Alexa, nice scalp on the Apple. Anybody who took that down there, nice scalp. That worked out well. I think you get SPY higher here anyway. DAC, I kind of like the short here. I'm going to try small. Most likely this will not work.
Dallas Fed manufacturing survey, and at 3 o'clock this afternoon we'll get the Treasury financing estimates.
I'm going to try one more ad on Goldman Sachs here, and then if this doesn't work, I'll get out of the whole thing. Now remember, it's Monday, so options zero. The weeklies are going to run high.
Fed, what's that? Second 1300. You got Avgo seeing some spec call buying.
I'm gonna bury the Goldman and the Bank of America back to flat, and I got nothing. Back to flat. That Apple dip buy so far was the only thing I really saw, except for that fucking Adobe rotation, of course, and the Meta. What to do now, I have no idea.
We got Carvana, some spec bull flow there. Rolling Rumble, RUM. A little Micron adding here. February 2nd, 88 in the money. Lucid puts LCID March
Dip still continuing on that Apple there.
My shares up about 20% this morning after earnings and announcements. We're going to hear from the CEO, Anthony Noto, on Steamroom here shortly. Sir Oscar Franklin, India.
You got some unusual July buying in TW. That's TradeWeb. July 90s. Here we go looking sweeps. Earnings Feb 6th. So earnings coming up.
And MU did hit 89.5, but still in a range here. So that thing is whatever. Goldman Sachs doing nothing. I don't know, man. This just looks like a melt up, and then they go after the names that they want to go after, with random programs stuck in between that you can try to play, like that Apple dip buy, things like that. Maybe rotation of some CVNA UPST, but you got to buy time. Yeah, a handful of ARC names. Yep. Uber. Fresh highs on that Uber. How the fuck?
That thing's a monster.
Where's that coin? Coin did hit 130 here. Did hit 130 on the coin, but let me take a look at the 130 options here. I was looking at them for about $4. They're trading 460, so there was some money there. Maybe you get a dip buy on this coin. Tough one.
Bitcoin
Nano,
not
you
doing
in this?
anything, right?
Yeah, it's not. But again, we're talking about coin hasn't done shit since Bitcoin rallied from 40,000 to 42. So maybe a delayed reaction. I don't know. So you got a dip here on the coin here. Maybe you want to come after this. Maybe. I don't feel that great about it. Nano is in there. You got some dip by Apple here, but in the monies. Anybody dip by that coin there? I'll take a small flyer on this. Let's see if we hit 132. I'll buy another dip at 129. I don't expect much on it though. Goldman's not doing anything. Rest of this market looks like fucking shit. You had fresh eyes on that coin. Remember, wouldn't stick it out too long on these ones. All right, coin at 131 is pretty much what we were looking for. I just got filled at $5 on that thing. Nah, I didn't make shit on it.
A fresh FRSH. We saw some unusual put selling about a week ago in the name. Caught some news this morning. It looks like they're selling calls into this trend. FRSH.
CRBP had another spike up and then sold off. That trade is looking good, man. So if you get a couple point spike up, fade it out, that trade looks good. There's your program down here on SPY.
Little ETF protection here. IWM.
Banks here on their way higher. This looks so bad. Melly's down 20. I'd fucking dip by that to go back to even Steven. I think I'm getting sick. I can feel it. Fuck. Fuck.
You out in the clubs looking doorknobs or what?
No, I never get sick.
That's what I mean. I mean, even some of these pullbacks, like even this, Adobe, you're just going back to areas and you're not, this shit's not really rolling over. So the pullbacks are, just look for good technical spots and you probably have a good setup.
Yeah. Check out this coin, guys. Coin continuing higher.
Yeah.
SPY here continuing higher. Yeah. I'm gonna take off the rest of the coin here.
Nice trade.
I mean, decent scalp. I had no fucking size, of course, per usual.
Reminder, we're less than 90 minutes now. We'll get some supply here, U.S. Treasury supply in the form of 13 and 26-week bill auctions. This is due out in about 90 minutes time, and this afternoon we'll get the Treasury financing estimates. Bond yields are holding at lower levels, 4.105% in the 10-year for a 210 spread, a negative 22.5 basis point.
All right, I'm gonna lie down.
Get you a little cold compress for your forehead too.
It's like I'm like feeling hot and shit. I don't know what's going on here. Guys, take it away.
That's the worst. The chills.
All
I
right.
hate that.
Yeah, that's like when you vacillate between freezing cold and sweating, it's brutal. I can't stand that.
It's the worst feeling. You got some bull with a firm. They're buying Fed monthly coal there, AFRM. Firm up a little over $2. Some early momentum there in the firm. Wells Fargo, a little more buying there. Some nice buying late Friday, WFC.
Oh, nice. Look at this Goldman move. Awesome. I can close out the other side of this condor now, too. I like it.
In about 20 minutes, we do have some data. January Dallas manufacturing activity index expected minus 11.8. Prior was minus 9.3.
ThyssenKrupp CEO in a speech at the annual general meeting saying economic challenges in the steel industry are not making talks with EPH on a potential steel joint venture any easier. ThyssenKrupp is TKA, trades in Germany.
Bristol Myers. When did
Bristol
they report?
Myers.
Bristol Myers. Ooh, what am I typing? That is one ugly looking chart, BMY. What the fuck happened to that thing?
That's because Jim Cramer loves it, dude.
He put the kibosh on it. A lot of scattered flow there, but a lot of scattered action, you know, earnings action. Best looking action is probably in that TW July's. They report, what was it, next week, I think.
TW TradeWeb
Yeah.
is, it never ceases to amaze me how many times I pull up a ticker like that and I'm like, I've never heard of it. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. I remember the IPO, but you don't hear much about this name. But
I don't know
turn the
anything
corner,
about
it
this
looks like.
thing.
Look at that. They're making money.
If you have an interest in GCT and they come back to hit it at all, this is a good spot. This is a good spot.
Rivian, some bull flow here.
Rivian?
Yeah, Rivian.
Huh. Yeah, there goes your coin. Should have been on that one. I didn't like the premiums on it. GJT, I took my CELH off a while ago.
From CEO at the annual general meeting saying we'll have to offer investors more than a minimal return and an unsatisfactory share price, commenting about M&A within the industry.
So I took it off the day after it got the downgrade. They freaking destroyed it. It closed at 59 and a half, and then it got a downgrade. It gapped down to 57.55, and they closed it at 51.90. I just looked for a pop up just to get out, which they did the next day, and I shut that one down. I don't mind it on the 200, especially since the 200 is pointing up, but I think you need time. And now you look for footprints, right? So this MACD is not giving me any confidence at the 200 that they're coming back in to buy it yet. I'd like to see this start to shift. Then maybe I get another shot at it, but I think it's early to try. And it's a swing. To me, it's not a scalp, it's a swing.
SMCI earnings, Feb 2nd, 5:15 for earnings.
Yeah, I think both of those, that all of the technical, I should say all of the economic data combined with the earnings, like every little thing that comes out is likely to have some kind of an impact or trigger some kind of algo. And I just don't think you necessarily want to be heavy to either side in front of any kind of announcement. You can just get run over regardless of what side you're on.
Yeah, you definitely got a lot going on. Square, some more buying there. What is that? Feb 65s.
Dude, that's pretty decent size on that SMCI bet for earnings.
Yep.
That's like almost 600K.
Yes.
Jay, haven't
What's up?
the cosmetic names been hot?
Cosmetic, certain cosmetics, like the Elf. Are you talking about? Which name?
Yeah, like Elf, and then what was the other one we saw last week? Wasn't it
Estee
EL
Lauder.
or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ulta,
And now
Estee Lauder.
Where's Ulta? Look at Ulta, huh? That's interesting. That might be ready for a breakout.
Which one? Yell?
Ulta.
Oh, yeah. Got that Rivian March 1st. 16s. Lucid squeezing as well there today. I think all the EV names squeezing.
They've just been good names to short on pops.
Oh, yeah. QS, that's another one seeing some spec action. So we're seeing, some of these rental names, the squeeze names, seeing some action today. Kind of what we thought we'd see this week. We'll see, if we see follow through later in the week, depending how everything goes. Carvana, a little more flow there. Some more Rivian, March 1st, 16s. FSR, that's another EV name catching some action. Blink, all these names, QS. What the hell is that? Lemonade, that's a heavily shorted name. Seeing some cheap short hedging call sign. Caterpillar puts, they didn't report yet, did they? No. Feb 5th. Some Caterpillar protection, that stock's been acting well.
Euro extends full one spot pair is $79 against the US dollar, lowest since December 13th.
January 31st. You got 40% of the S&P 500 reporting this week, for crying out loud.
How much?
Like 40% of it. Yeah. Everybody and their mother.
Let's get it out of the friggin' way.
Looks like a roll.
At 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, get the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index, forecast -11.8 on the prior, -9.3.
U.S. Secretary of Defense Austin commenting on the attack in Iraq this weekend, saying neither he nor President Biden will tolerate attacks on U.S. forces and will take all necessary actions to defend them.
U.S. Defense Secretary Austin said neither Biden will tolerate attacks on U.S. forces and will take all necessary actions to defend them.
On the attack in Jordan on U.S. troops.
Defense Secretary Austin.
We got about 4 minutes or so before we switch over to the steam room. Lucci taking a nap.
Lucci taking a nap.
What you got going, Jay? You got anything going this morning?
Yeah, I'm scalping a little equity on some of this garbage, but really quick scalps. I don't
Yeah,
think
okay.
I don't think it's worth more than that yet, until
Yeah,
we
yeah.
get some info from the week here.
Yep.
I don't want to be sitting in anything too long. Well, you looking at anything? Well, you said you're gonna take it easy, right?
I mean, I am taking it easy. I scalped a little SMCI this morning,
Oh,
but
shit,
just
what is
just goofing around,
yeah.
just to get back, just to start putting my toe back into the
Dip your
pool
beak.
for the small account. Exactly.
Yeah.
So just just a little one lot on SMCI. I am deathly afraid of it in front of earnings.
Crazy. Yeah.
And the swings that I have going are in good shape. So
Are you doing anything on the swings? Oh, well, you don't have earnings, right? Costco doesn't report.
no. So so those I consider long-term positions. So I've got Costco and I've got Amazon.
So you don't
And
look to roll or anything ahead of a
I-
number or anything like that?
I do, but Costco is a good ways away from where my next roll spot is.
Gotcha.
So I rolled at 675. I'm looking to roll again at 750.
Gotcha.
And that'll be I'm on I think three or four rolls, and Amazon we're on roll number 2. I'm looking to roll this at 160 166.
Yeah, this could be an interesting quarter, Amazon, because I think
Yeah.
if they post a nice number, I think you're gonna get a nice reaction there.
I think so. It's been held up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Throughout the rally, largely this has been kept in check. Google, for that matter, too.
You probably get a nice reward there. Unlike the others
Yeah.
where make a report solid numbers and you get to sell the news type of shit, you know?
I know. I still like SMCI. I still think it hasn't caught on. And to your point, there's
What do you
there's
think of Meta into earnings?
listen, the only reason I don't trade Meta is because I've got some conflicts there. I think it's made a really nice run. I hate trading the really big names in front of their number. It might be priced to perfection, but I don't know that. You know what I mean? I don't
These things, yeah.
I don't put enough time or energy to know on Meta.
Hey guys, it's time's up for the live stream.
Is that Lucci?
No, it's one of our. So, all right, guys. So that's it. We're gonna wrap up and switch over to the steam room. You guys have a good day, and you know the drill. We got a trial subscription here for $8. You can figure out whether this is the right place for you or not. Otherwise, we'll see you guys again tomorrow morning for continuation of the crazy week.
Have a good day, everybody.
Laters.